Okay. I want to talk a little bit about keynotes. Um, let's go to a section view here. Now, keynotes, and you'll see this a lot on commercial drawings and projects, where instead of annotating everything in a section, and they're most popular on sections and elevations, they'll use a keynote. And there's a couple of different ways of doing it. You have to have a keynote library file. One is using the CSI designations of the materials, and another is just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of a thing. But you have to have a keynote library set up, and that would be something that your BIM manager would do, or if you're in a small office, you could set it up with some experience. Um, the important thing is to know what's in your model, okay, as far as the family goes. So we're going to do keynotes on this wall here. Uh, so on the annotate tab over here under keynote, let's look at keynote settings. And so right now, this is the keynote library that comes with Revit. And so we're just going to leave that the same. And let's leave this set by keynote. By sheet would be, the 1, 2, 3, 4 thing. We're going to leave it by keynote. And let's go with a material keynote. Okay, and this shows me keynote number, box large, box small, keynote text. Okay, so we're just going to leave it at box large with a leader. And I want to click on, oh, I've already worked through this one. Let me go to the opposite side. Okay, so this has got the ephes on it. Let's look at our wall structure so I can refresh myself on that. 3-inch ephes, 2-inch air. You don't usually have airspace behind ephes. I don't know what happened there. 3/4 plywood, 6-inch stud, 1/2 inch there. Okay. The ephes may not have a keynote. Let's see. So let's go with material keynote. Let's start with a drywall first. And I've already tagged drywall once in here, so that's probably why that's coming up. And I've already tagged the metal stud. That's why that's coming up. Let's go with the plywood. I've already tagged it once when I was working through this as an example. But the ephes I have not. All right, and so now this pops up. And here's where you would find your stuff, okay? And so we'll look at the metal stud. So we'll go metals and expand that, and then we have to come down to structural metal stud framing and go down and pick a 6-inch metal stud. Okay. Or same way, masonry, we'd pick brick, or concrete, we'd pick concrete. ephes is a division 7 or 9. Let's look in 7. I'm having a hard time remembering right now. Exterior insulation and finish systems. There we go. I think it was on 3.5 board. I'll select that one and then we'll check. Okay. And just for giggles, I haven't done the acoustical ceiling yet, so let's pick that one and see what we end up with. Finishes, acoustical ceilings. Um, I'm not sure what these are already set up at, but I'll just, I'm just going to pick something and put on there. Okay. All right. Now the wall. What was my wall? 3-inch insulation, and it was it was 3.5 because my library doesn't have 3. All right. Another issue with that also that I noticed when I was practicing with this thing is the footing, and it's picking this up because I've already been messing around in here. But the only concrete footing in the library is this 18 by 12. Okay, which is incorrect. And the only way to change it is to actually edit that file, and it's a text file you could open up and edit it. Okay, so now that's a way of tagging things, especially useful in sections. Okay, now how do we get a legend for that? Um, we go to Views, Legends, and go Keynote Legend. I'm going to leave it at Keynote Legend. And these are the only 2 tags available, and so those are automatically there. Um, Sorting should be by the key value. It's kind of automatic. Um, we're not going to filter or anything. We'll just leave all that the same. And it's only pulling in the ones that we have included in the project. Okay. And so there's my Keynote Legend. So let's go to a drawing, building sections, and let's pull our view in here. And you can see those things are tagged there, if you will. And then we can pull in our Keynote Legend. Okay, and this is one way of dealing with materials and stuff in section views. Now, let's look at another way of dealing with legends. Let's look at legends. Legends are used to create a, a, a group of symbols and then what those symbols mean. Okay. Um, so, we could do walls, we could do electrical symbols. Um, Trying to think of some of the others. If you had a lot of plumbing tags and symbols, you could do that. Light fixtures, there's a number of things. So we'll look at one way to do walls, and um, let's go to ground floor. Oh, come on, and let's go ahead and tag some of these walls. Um, okay, and now remember a while back they're type mark, so we have to edit the actual wall family. So let's go ahead and do that. And this one, we're going to I don't know, different companies are going to have different ways of dealing with it. Let's say exterior wall 1. Where'd you go? This would be exterior wall 2. Okay, so you can see those are filled in. Let me add one to here because I've already tagged that type. They're filling in. Okay. I had already tagged this one, remember previously when I was messing around with it. This one I have not, so that was the shaft opening. I want the wall. Let's go interior wall. I'll call it 2. Okay. All right. I'll just leave that one as it is there. Okay. So you got some wall tags and things like that. So now let's go to. We're going to create a legend, and we'll call it wall types. And let's set our scale at 1/2 inch. Okay. And what we get is a blank place to work. Okay. And so what we'll do, we'll go to annotate, and here under component, we're going to go legend component. Okay. And you come over here and select your family that you want. And this is everything that's loaded in your project. Okay. And so I'm going to start with, let's see, I can't remember which one was 1 and which was 2. So we'll pull this in, and you have a choice of section or floor plan. So if we look at floor plan, it turns them sideways. Section has them vertical. So we'll go this, and the host length, let's say 2 feet. That'll give me a nice representation of it. Okay, so that's brick on metal stud. I know we have ephes on metal stud. And notice my snaps there, okay. And I know I've got interior 4 7/8 partition. And then CMU on metal stud. Okay, now let me go back and look here. Ephes was 1, brick was 2. So let me my mouse is acting a little screwy. Okay, so let's kind of got those in order. That one's not lined up right. Okay, so now I will add text. I can't tag these because these are a 2D representation of the wall family. So I have to do text, and we'll go with regular text, 332. Okay, and we'll say exterior wall 1, and then you could put in your list of what it is. You know, I don't remember the sizes. EIFS, too much airspace, 3/4 inch plywood, metal stud, half-inch chipboard. Okay, and then you just have to type these things in. That's just the only way to get there for each one. Now that we're here, we could draw some lines and create us, a nice border, thin lines. Let's go with a wide line and do a rectangle. Oh, it didn't select rectangle. And of course, you could dimension and resize those things. And so now you've created you a legend. And once you've got, one text box here going, you could copy it down so, everything's lined up and you've already got some of the information here that you need. You just have to correct it. Okay. And then on your, list of schedules, where'd my schedules sheet go? I could put my wall types legend on that sheet, or I could put it on, I can't put it on multiple sheets unless I duplicate it. Um, but like on my, oh, if I wanted it on every floor plan sheet, I would have to duplicate this thing. That's just the way it is. Okay, so that covers up a lot of tagging, schedules, text, keynotes, legends, lots of stuff this week. So that's it. If you got questions on the tutorial, come see me, okay?